It's been great. It's been great from the moment that, the interest became in me coming here. He's a hell of a coach already, not even having played a game for him yet. I can tell that he cares, and that meshes perfectly with me because, you're not in this game for 15 years without caring and loving what you do, and I definitely do that. And, he's a great communicator. He's open, he's honest. That's the way that I am as well, and we both want to win, and we both have an idea of what this could be.
When did you kind of get that sense about his openness and openness for collaboration with you and your experience?
Right away. I think he put that out there right away, and I think that was key to this becoming a relationship and a dynamic. And me being here was having an open-minded coach to see what I can provide for a team on the court and off the court, and that means a lot. It means a lot to know that someone trusts and believes in what you can do as a player between the lines and outside the lines, and more importantly, help build a culture of winning and with a group of great guys.
How do you feel your experience has already kind of transferred over into training camp, and how the energy has been throughout these last few days?
The energy's been great. I'm 36, about 37 years old, so I am 15, 16 years older than a lot of these players. So the experience, as soon as I walk in the door, about anything, about life, it's fun. It's fun. It's different. It's not. I will definitely say it's not a situation I ever saw myself in. But I'm embracing it. And these guys, they're making it easy. I'm really, really happy to be here, and I think it's a really, really good fit.
How have you and Patty been able to kind of, work together to get your experiences across? I know I keep asking about that.
Well, yeah, that's a good question. I was definitely happy to hear that Patty was going to be here too, because Patty and I spent time together in Portland. He's also been in the league for 15 years, and he's seen a lot. Has been a part of a lot of winning as well. So to have someone that I can relate to, on a level of experience, but then also someone that can also echo some things. And I don't have all the answers just because I've been in the league for 15 years. Patty has some insights that I may not have had, and I'm still learning from the young guys as well, because they've been here. I want to know how they see the game of basketball, rather than just being like, this is how it was back in my day. I'm not like that. It's a learning situation for everybody.
What has stood out to you about camp, and how do you hope that will carry over to this week's game?
What stood out about camp? We are fast. We are a very fast team. A lot of energy. We're doing a lot of good in camp. Camp is always high energy, fast paced, mistakes, all that kind of stuff, but we're getting better every single day. And I said that in our the press conference on media days, that I want to get incrementally better every single day, and we're doing that. Does that mean we're going to win 55 games? Hopefully. We hope so, but does that mean we're going to start 5-0? Hopefully. Does that mean we're going to start 0-5? Hopefully not. But, one thing about this team is we're going to show up every single day. We're going to show up every game, and we're going to get better. We're not going to play our best basketball until it's time to play our best basketball. So that's what's exciting.
On Media Day, Trey mentioned you as far as kind of reminding him of Solomon Hill. I don't know if you heard about that, but he just said he knew you had his back. Like, you came up to him upon meeting him and just reassured him. So how do you expect to kind of foster that relationship, and just with the young guys in general?
Just being myself, honestly. That's what Landry and Kyle and Coach Quinn, brought me in here to do, is really just be myself, not be anything different. And when I, first met Trey, that's what I wanted to say to him. I was like, look, bro, he's young. This whole team is young, but you think about everything that he's gone through as far as, coming into this league at 18, 19 years old, expected to take over a franchise that, has seen great days, but hasn't seen great days as of late, and you're throwing it on a 19-year-old shoulders to say, hey, go take us to the promised land. That's tough to do. And, one thing I told him was, I was like, just go be the best player. We'll focus on everything else. Lead by giving us your effort. Show up, be present, be here for your teammates. And he's done all that. He's done all that. And as far as the X's and O's, that's what we're supposed to be about, is bring in vets to have that kind of leadership in the huddles and timeouts and locker rooms and on the bus, on the plane, stuff like that. And so we can just focus on basketball and let everybody know, look, it feels terrible right now. We may lose a bad game. It feels shitty right now. It ain't going to be that way forever. Hey, we won a great game. We're not guaranteed to stay like this. And so, just kind of that presence, on top of being on the court, diving for loose balls, making plays, things that I've been doing in this league for a long time.
You touched on the energy and the mindset when you got in the building, but when you were getting ready for your first day of camp, can you walk us through what you've been doing it for 15 seasons? What were your emotions like this year, getting ready, coming on in?
I was excited. I was excited. I was a little bit anxious, nervous because this is the oldest I've ever been in my career with the youngest team I've ever been on in my career. So I wanted to make sure that I could be myself and was able to do that. The excitement, the energy. Everybody's ready to be, to hopefully shock the world, shock the league. Expectations are low, whatever. We don't really care about any of that. It cares about what we do, how do we stack days, stack good days. And there's going to be bad days mixed in, but how do we learn from those bad days and then make sure that those don't continue, those days aren't stacked, it's the good ones.
For you, how do you go about stacking those good days?
You remind yourself what you're doing it for. We get up every single day, it's a blessing to be in this position, to play this game. We got people to the left of us, to the right of us that want the same goal as us. Coach does a great job of reminding us what our mission is, what our task is, and this organization put together a good group of guys. That's key. Is having a good group of guys that want the same thing. I'm probably the biggest asshole on the team, so that's okay. You take that.
Why do you say that?
I am. It's cool. I'm a good asshole. I'm probably the biggest one.
This is a team with a lot of continuity, a lot of young guys, but a lot of young guys coming back. When you and Patty are veterans, but also the new faces, how do you get that buy-in from people that are already here?
I think we get that buy-in because we bring a level of camaraderie, a level of chemistry that you don't necessarily know how to do as a young guy. You come from different walks of life, different states, different cities, different everything, to bring everybody together like, hey, let's go to dinner. We're all, not let's go to dinner, we are all going to dinner. This is what time the dinner is going to be. And the cars are going to be out front. You don't have to do it, having that kind of leadership and that kind of, platform, and I'm thankful for, Quinn and, Trey and DeJounte and Clint, all the guys that have been here that kind of allow myself and Patty to be those veterans. Because it's not, you can't just come in and be like, this is what we're going to do. It has to be a cohesion. And, that's what has been happening. So, I think you're going to see this chemistry take off. And, chemistry wins games in the NBA. I was on a Bucks team that won 58 games last year, and we didn't do it all because we were the best team that night. There was times when other teams were better than us that night, but we were the tightest team. We were friends. We were going to fight for each other, and that's what I feel here.
I'm curious, I'm going back to the asshole comment. How do you balance the being an asshole and when it needs to be done versus okay, that's not what's needed in the moment?
They put a lot of trust in me to figure that out, and that's something that you just have to figure out. And again, you're back to experience. This is year 15. You kind of have a feel for it, and I'm not going to get it right every time, but that's why it's not just me. We have a team full of leaders. It's just a matter of how does everybody feel comfortable with it, and getting everybody to feel comfortable. And they don't have to all do it in the same way. The way I lead doesn't have to be the way Patty leads, and the way Trey leads, and the way DJ leads, and the way Clint leads. It doesn't have to all be the same. It just has to be respected and received.